Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick update on my experience with the Panasonic Lumix S9. This is a 24.5 megapixel, semi-stacked, full-frame, mirrorless interchangeable lens camera, of course, from Panasonic. It's based around the L mount. As you may have noticed, I've got the 18-40 kit lens on here. This package will set you back a little under $1,500. I'll include a link in the description for those of you interested in picking one up. And in full disclosure, this was not furnished to me by Panasonic, but rather I purchased it. And the reason is really obvious. In my opinion, this is literally the best product of its kind on the market right now. And what I mean by that is it is the lightest full-frame mirrorless interchangeable lens camera out there. This is the also smallest and lightest 18-40 full-frame lens on Earth. So this package is just an amazing little travel companion. It shoots fantastic and really the best overall stabilized video on the market, handheld of course. 6K 60, 4K 120 with a slight crop. You have open gate capability. The Magic LUT was just introduced on top of their entire real-time LUT capability, which is really cool, which will allow you to essentially create a LUT from any image on the fly. But that's a different video for a different time. And as you can see, their companion app, the Lumix Lab, really turns this into a social media machine. So if what you're after is the shareability of your phone, Panasonic has been leaning into that really, really hard. And I get why. They want people who have been using their smartphone as their point-and-shoot camera to have a full-frame point-and-shoot camera. And while that is not me as a customer, I understand what they're trying to do. And that's the reason it has no hot shoe, no mechanical shutter. It does not have an EVF. It has pretty, limited I/O. You just have your Type-C port, micro HDMI, and of course, on the other side, your microphone jack, but no way to monitor audio. We do not have compact flash support or anything like that. At the bottom here, we just have an SD card slot, and of course, the battery bay. But I really see no issue with any of this. I mean, what Panasonic set out to do was to make, in my opinion, one of the most likable and usable cameras on the market that happens to be full frame, and they did so at a really affordable price so that essentially this technology could make its way into just about anyone's hands. And I see really no weaknesses to this as long as you understand what you are purchasing on day one. So again, this is all about keeping things light. Their app works really well. In fact, sometimes a little too well. I've noticed that sometimes in standby, it just continues to try to communicate with my phone and send even more of the images that I've taken. And that's one area where, they need a little more refinement. It's not quite as good as it could be, but it's a work in progress. Also, I'm fairly new to using not just their app, but their camera system again. And I have been looking at lenses, and I've already picked some up, as you might imagine, just to give you a quick peek. As you can see here, this is the TT Artisan 40 f2. Incredibly small. I mean, you could definitely make this a permanent resident on the S9. Shoots great stills, great video, and that's what's amazing about this little camera. I mean, just think of it as again, point-and-shoot full frame. I mean, that's what Panasonic wants you to view it as, so that you'll move away from your iPhone, because this will take better images, and it'll be still fairly seamless to share. And with Open Gate, you can easily, have vertical or horizontal content depending on the social media platform you plan to share on. Another great lens that I picked up, also TT Artisans, is their 75. And it's just amazing, sorry for the glare off of this silver finish, how good these little inexpensive lenses are. I mean, this one is around $200 US. This one is $168. And when you think about that, like with this kit lens and then these two lenses, you pretty much have everything you could possibly want. I mean, this is the whole kit right here. Do you need anything else? You've got the 18-40, granted variable aperture. I wish this was a little bit brighter glass, but as an everyday carry, you're not going to beat it. And then when you need prime stuff, affordable prime glass that's all metal construction, has dedicated aperture rings, that are clickable. No way to lock it, but still really nice. So kudos to TT Artisans. And they did not send me these. But, I'm hoping I'll, reach out to them if they want to send me some more glass. I'd love to review these for E-mount because, again, to have affordable options on L-mount, it has come a really long way. And Panasonic, of course, has their own lineup of L-mount glass, and I did jump in and buy one of those as well, which I'll be sharing a full review of when I get there, which is this guy, the 24-60. Now, this f2.8 lens is really just a best-in-class piece of glass, but it is pretty large, and that's one of the counterintuitive things for the S9. Again, the S9 is like roughly a pound, so you're getting full-frame performance in what would traditionally be a crop sensor body, and then the fact that it's just really affordable and has amazing stabilization. I keep saying that because even though I got this for personal use as an everyday carry, as I may have said many times already, because that is what this is built for, the fact that I know I could use this for work instead of gimbal shots is just amazing. Now, the only thing you'd really compare this with would maybe be one of these, but I would much rather have the S9 than, a gimbal like, the Osmo Pocket. It's just, that's a great device for one thing, which is video. This is a great device for both video and stills. And I've always been a hybrid shooter, so to have something that can do both is what I'm always after. Now, the 18-40, like I said, it's a must-have on this, in my opinion. Like, if you get the S9 and you don't get this lens, I'm confused because, again, the selling point of the S9 to me is its form factor, and this lens builds on it. So do some of Panasonic's, Lumix lineup of glass for it, but this is really the only one that optimizes the form factor. And as a video lens, I think it's great. As a still lens, that's why I've got, the TT Artisan Primes. And then, of course, when I really want the S9 and its sensor to shine, that's when I would deploy the 24-60 Lumix f2.8, because that's really going to, the results, at least that I've seen preliminarily, are amazing. And that lens is pretty much permanently sold out. This one has been back ordered as well. So again, the S9 I can easily recommend. The Cerise grip I think is a must-have. I'll try to put links for all of these in the video, but the S9 is a no-brainer. If you've got someone on your holiday shopping list that would love a new camera, this is, again, best bang for the buck. If you need something with a mechanical shutter at this price, you're going to have to go with a Sony crop sensor like the a6700 would be your optimal choice. But that just tells you how compelling this camera is, the fact that it is priced more competitively even than a crop sensor Sony camera that is significantly older, I think over a year older than this S9. And that's part of the nice thing too. The S9 is not a 4-year-old camera, even if it's priced like one. So again, you know what it's missing now: the mechanical shutter, the EVF, hot shoe. It doesn't have a ton of I/O, especially no way to monitor audio. But this is, again, a full frame point and shoot. It's not meant to be a cinema camera, even if it's got open gate and amazing stabilization, which it does. It's still not meant to be that. And the only other things that you should be aware of, granted, because there's no mechanical shutter, banding, not a big issue. But these are all things you can work around. The same, that's all going to be done with shutter speed. I think there's a synchro feature on here. Anyway, those are not reasons not to get this. It'll blow your smartphone images away, and real-time LUTs just open up a world, I think, to novice users that have never used an interchangeable lens camera, maybe not even a full frame, obviously. And I think part of the research that Panasonic has done with this is that so many Gen Z shoppers are buying old point-and-shoot cameras, and that's another thing. How do you tap into wanting them to get on board with new point-and-shoot cameras? This is probably not it, but I can tell you right now, the images it takes, granted this is blown out, are really, really good. And then the video is even better. So for me personally, I look at this, that it is a better video camera than still camera, but with the right lens and the right user, it's still going to do great for stills as well, as long as you understand its limitations, the rolling shutter, all of that good stuff, and have the right glass attached to it. Again, the hybrid autofocus system is the best I've ever seen from Panasonic, and this is in a very affordable, lightweight little machine. And the eye detection does a great job too. So is it going to be as accurate as some pro grade gear? No, you're not going to get that. But this will smoke any smartphone, and of course is going to give you the capability just to drastically change what you're capturing, both in still and video, and then with that open gate capability. You need it horizontal, you need it vertical for socials. You have that ability to do that all in post. So it's a long time coming, but I started with a Panasonic bridge camera many, many years ago, like over 20 years ago. It was one of my first digital cameras. I have that guy right here. Let's see if I can unearth it. And it is an oldie, brushing dust off this thing right now, because this was actually in storage. You can see the FZ30. This is, yesteryear all the way. But I remember taking this to Giant Games back when they'd let you in with cameras like this. Had a good time, and we've come a long way. I mean, kudos to Panasonic on making, this is the first non-Sony full-frame camera, really first non-Sony camera I've bought in probably a decade. So yeah, since this guy right here, since this Lumix. So kudos, Panasonic. Not only did you make a great camera, granted not a camera for everyone, but for most people, and you've done so at an affordable price point, and now we even have options when it comes to lenses like these guys, which are just so affordable. It just makes it fun, easy, lightweight, and if you know about me and the struggles I've been going through with all of these surgeries, gear getting lighter is more important than ever. So that pretty much rounds it out. If you're shopping for a camera on Black Friday, this should be at the top of your list for that special someone or for yourself. Treat yourself, folks. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them with that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe and stay safe. Later.